Stop everything you thought you knew about the 2026 engines. While everyone is talking about Audi and Ford, Mercedes has quietly rewritten the laws of thermodynamics to steal a massive advantage. Is it a stroke of engineering genius or the first great scandal of the new era? I'm Irina, and today on The Track, we're uncovering the secret that has Honda, Ferrari, and Audi terrified. Welcome to On The Track, your YouTube channel for all things Formula One and motorsports. My name is Irina and I am your host. We are just over a month away from the start of the 2026 Formula One season, which encompasses the largest single set of rule changes in nearly a generation. These new regulations not only dramatically change the chassis and aerodynamics, but are also nearly a complete overhaul of the engine regulations. Gone are the DRS flaps and the MGU-H's seen for the last decade, and in are active aero and 50-50 split in power between the internal combustion engines and electric power units. We also say goodbye to the Sauber team and welcome Audi and Cadillac, as well as Ford as the powertrain partner for Red Bull. The 2026 season may be one of the most exciting seasons for Formula One in the recent memory, and the controversies have already started. Earlier this year, it was confirmed that Mercedes had a trick up their sleeves to squeeze even more power out of their internal combustion engines. The new powertrain regulations set forth that the engine's compression ratio measured at ambient temperature had to be 16:1, which is lower than 18:1 allowed in the prior rule set. However, through the laws of thermodynamics, the clever engineers at Mercedes developed an engine whereby the compression ratio is measured to be 16:1 at ambient temperature, but once the engine reaches its operating temperature, the metals in the engines expand and the compression ratio increases to 18:1. While at first this may not seem like much, but word on the paddock is that the increased compression ratio could be worth as much as 15 horsepower and about 4/10 of a second around high-speed circuits like Monza. As for what the compression ratio is, the simplest way to describe it that it is the volume ratio of the combustion chamber with the piston at the bottom of the stroke vessels, the volume of the combustion chamber when the piston is on top of its stroke. The reason that a higher compression ratio makes more power is that there's more squeeze of the air-fuel mixture, resulting in more energy, forcing the piston downward after the combustion. But a higher compression ratio comes with their own set of engineering challenges because the higher compression ratio requires higher octane fuels and finer control of the fuel and spark delivery to prevent detonation. Some engines run on detonations, and they're called diesels. However, at 12,000 RPMs plus that the Formula One engines run at, detonation is catastrophic and would shake the engine apart. When the rumors surfaced regarding this trick, there were reports that Red Bull powertrains had learned of this from a former Mercedes engineer that had moved to Red Bull, and they had developed engines both with and without this trick just in case the FIA stepped in and banned the variable compression ratio engines. It also seems that it was Honda, now partners with Aston Martin, that first raised the issue with the FIA. Honda sought clarification as the legality of the variable compression ratio that Mercedes was seemingly going to use in their 2026 engine. While Honda read the regulations to mean that the compression ratio was to be static and only measured at ambient temperature, Mercedes read them to mean that it only had to be measured at ambient temperature and that any changes to the compression ratio at different temperatures was inconsequential. I can see both sides of these arguments, but to me, Formula One should reward the teams, the engineers for that matter, that interpret the regulations in the most clever way. This is what makes Formula One different from almost any other racing series that use balance of power rules or standardized parts such as VEC or IndyCar. Without these engineers, the world would never have had the innovations that set Formula One apart from all other racing series. Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsport because it has seen innovations such as the twin chassis Lotus, the McLaren J dampener, the double diffuser, the blown diffuser, the F-duct, and the DAS. Please let me know in the comments if you agree or not. On our next episode, we'll be reporting on Shakedown Week taking place later this month in Barcelona. If you like this video, do not forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Until then, we'll see you on the track.